Alright, what's going on, guys? Boy TG, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to preview the NHL Frozen Frenzy for the 2025-26 NHL season. That's right, Frozen Frenzy Day is here. We're going to give you guys a little in-depth analysis, preview of the NHL Frozen Frenzy, which is set to take place Tuesday, October 28th of 2025. It seems like every year when they have these Frozen Frenzies, it always takes place on a Tuesday. At least that's what I see from my perspective. You guys might have a different perspective, but for me, whenever the NHL has these Frozen Frenzy events, it always takes place on a Tuesday. But like I said, you guys might see it differently. But anyway, yes, Frozen Frenzy Day is here. All 32 NHL teams will be in action tomorrow. Well, I guess for you guys, this will be today because I am currently recording this video on a Monday. And as I'm recording this video, the Blues and Penguins are playing. So this video will come out on Tuesday, which, like I said, for you guys will be today. For me, it'll be tomorrow. But yeah, we are going to preview the NHL Frozen Frenzy for the start of the 2025-26 NHL season. Let's go ahead and get into it. And just a couple announcements. Make sure to hit like, subscribe on the TG Hockey channel if you have not already, along with following the Hockey Talk with TG Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. With you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11:30 a.m. to noon Central Time, 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure that you follow the Hockey Talk with TG Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. And make sure that you like and subscribe to the TG Hockey channel as well. All right, so I know the big question is for every year, or probably some people who are new to hockey or casual hockey fans don't know, what is the Frozen Frenzy? Well, the Frozen Frenzy is a day which all 32 NHL teams are in action, so 16 games. 32 NHL teams, one great night of hockey. This usually happens every Tuesday, at least from my perspective. It usually happens every Tuesday during the week, near the end of October. So near the end of October, I would say, on every Tuesday, that's when the Frozen Frenzy usually happens. All 32 NHL teams were in action October 11th, so that will be 4 days after the start of the 2025-26 NHL season. Well, the thing about that is that was on a Saturday. That's not during the week. So that was on a Saturday. Frozen Frenzy usually happens on a Tuesday near the end of October. That day where all 32 NHL teams were in was a Saturday. But hey, at least we got a taste, sort of what the NHL Frozen Frenzy will look like. The Frozen Frenzy had debuted at the start of the 2023-24 NHL season, and a total of 102 goals were scored. Could we see more than that? Possibly. I know we can see more than 102 goals. But let's take a look back at last year's Frozen Frenzy. So last year's Frozen Frenzy was a little bit below that. Total of 98 goals was scored in last year's Frozen Frenzy. 6.1 goals were scored per game. There were 958 shots on goal. There was 861 saves, one hat trick in the Frozen Frenzy, which I believe it was somebody on the Vegas Golden Knights who got a Frozen Frenzy hat trick last year. The first goal of Frozen Frenzy came from Nick Dowd at 5:14 p.m. Central Time. The Capitals were taking on, I believe, the Philadelphia Flyers last year. And the last goal came from Ivan Barbashev at 12:36 a.m. Central Time. Golden Knights were taking on the Kings. I think that was the one that had the hat trick last year during the Frozen Frenzy, Ivan Barbashev. But yeah, let's see if we can get more than 98 goals, more than 102 goals this year in the Frozen Frenzy. I'm predicting somewhere between 105 and 110 goals will be scored in this year's Frozen Frenzy. So just a little introduction of how this will lay out. So for the ESPN side, the point will come on from 3 o'clock p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Central Time. This will be on ESPN2. The Frozen Frenzy will kick off with the start of the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Philadelphia Flyers at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time. This will be the first of a triple header on ESPN. And as I'm recording this video, the Penguins are in action against the St. Louis Blues, the score being 2-1. So again, this video will come out to you guys today, but for me, tomorrow, because I'm recording this on a Monday. But anyway, this is the first of a triple header. Pittsburgh Penguins, Philadelphia Flyers, the Battle of Pennsylvania. And then followed by the Washington Capitals taking on the Dallas Stars at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And then it'll be the LA Kings taking on the San Jose Sharks at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So a little California showdown to end the triple header on ESPN. This event will be televised on ESPN and ESPN2 with additional coverage on ESPN Plus. There'll be an NHL Frozen Frenzy special event, and as you see, I did put special in quotes. That will come on from 5 o'clock p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Central Time. It probably could be longer than that since all 32 NHL teams will be in action. But I was looking on my TV, went to the guide on my TV, and it said it will be coming on from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. But it could go all the way up till 10:30 p.m. But I just wanted to make that point clear. I know some of you guys might say in the comments, Frozen Frenzy will probably come on longer than that. It probably would. But like I said, I looked on my TV and it said NHL Frozen Frenzy comes on from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And I think after that was supposed to be some college football stuff or something happening after that. But yeah, that's what I saw on my TV. But again, it could last longer than that. Moving on to the NHL Network side. So first shift will come on from 3 o'clock p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Central Time, followed by NHL Now, which will come on from 4 o'clock p.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. They probably might showcase some games coming on NHL Now. So the first game of the NHL Frozen Frenzy Day will be the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Philadelphia Flyers, which again, as you see right here, let me grab my laser pointer. As you see right here, it will come on at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So some of these games that will be coming on during NHL Now, I believe they will actually show that during their segments. NHL Tonight will come on from 6 o'clock p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So, yeah, you can tune into all the games on there. Like I said, this will be a pretty fun event to watch. And then on the fly, we'll recap everything from 10:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Central Time with possible bonus coverage from the late night games. So, like the Kings and the Sharks, they play at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. You might see a little bit of bonus coverage on NHL Network. Another game that will be a late game, the Rangers taking on the Vancouver Canucks. That will come on at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time, which I don't know what are the Rangers doing at this point. They coming off of a 5-1 loss to the Calgary Flames on Sunday. So they need to get their struggles. They need to fix their struggles and fix their game plan. Because I don't know what to say about the New York Rangers at this point. I kind of had a little bit of high hopes of them coming into the season with the addition of Mike Sullivan and some of the other moves they made, that they may creep into a wild card spot or at least get close to it, but it doesn't look near that. So again, don't know what's up the Rangers. But yeah, on the fly, we'll possibly provide some bonus coverage of that game in the third period. Same thing, Canadians Kraken coming on at 9:30 p.m. Central Time, so might see some bonus coverage from that as well. All right, so now it's time to get into a little preview on some of the on the 3 games that will be coming on ESPN for the Frozen Frenzy ESPN Tripleheader, starting with the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Philadelphia Flyers at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Puck drop will start at 5:15 p.m. Central Time on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Game time is set at 5 p.m. Puck drop will be at 5:15 p.m. And these puck drops will be happening every 15 minutes after the Frozen Frenzy. You might see some odd start times for some of these games later on throughout this slideshow. So just letting you guys know now before we go ahead and get to it. Yeah, Penguins Flyers Battle Pennsylvania. That'll be coming on at 5:15 p.m. That'll be coming on at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time with puck drop starting at 5:15 p.m. Central Time on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Flyers are coming off a 4-3 shootout win over the New York Islanders. Matvei Michkov with the shootout game-winning goal. And the Penguins, I know I didn't finish that sentence right there. I apologize for that. And the only reason why I didn't finish off that sentence because I didn't know whether I wanted to do this today or tomorrow. But as I told you guys before, I'm currently recording this on a Monday while the Penguins are playing against the St. Louis Blues. The score is tied at 2 because Jordan Kyrou just scored a goal for St. Louis. But the Penguins are coming off of a 5-4 shootout loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets on Saturday. Like I said, as I'm recording this video, they're currently playing against St. Louis Blues, so we'll see what the result will be after that game. And the Pittsburgh Penguins are 6-2-1 of the season, 7-2-1 of the season if they win against St. Louis, 6-3-1 of the season if they lose against the Blues in regulation, and 6-2-2 of the season if this game happens to go to overtime or a shootout. Flyers, they are 4-3-1 of the season. They are 6th in the Metro Division with 9 points. Start of a 4-game homestand for the Flyers against the Penguins. Penguins are 6-2-1 of the season, 2nd in the Metro Division with 13 points. And this will be the start of a 4-game road trip for the Pens. Players to watch for the Flyers: Owen Tippett, Sean Couturier, and Trevor Zegras. Owen Tippett leads the Flyers in goals with 5. Sean Couturier leads the Flyers in points with 8. And Trevor Zegras leads the Flyers in assists with 6. For the Penguins, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and the Pens second line in general. Only reason why I'm saying the Pens second line because their line has stood out to me of late. Justin Brazeau coming up big with some of those goals on that second line. I really like how that second line has played in at least some of their games. So that's why I said the second line. Sidney Crosby, Sid the Kid. He leads the Penguins in goals with 6. Evgeny Malkin leads the Penguins in assists with 12 and points with 14. And hopefully this gets accomplished or not. But Sidney Crosby, I believe, is currently sitting at 1,698 career points. He is 2 points shy of joining Gordie Howe, Mario Lemieux as the next player in NHL history to get 1,700 career points with just one franchise. I believe he's sitting at 1,698 career points in his career. And if Sidney Crosby accomplishes that mark, that'll be a huge moment in his career, in what has been an illustrious career up until this point for Sid the Kid. All right, here's a look at the lines for the Penguins and the Flyers. So we'll start with the Penguins first. First line, Philip Hollander, Sidney Crosby, Brian Russ. Second line, Anthony Mantha, Evgeny Malkin, Justin Brazeau. Again, second line stood out to me so far. Third line, Tommy Novak, Ben Kindle, Billy Kuvinen. Fourth line, Connor Dewar, Blake Lizotte, Noah Chari. Defense, Parker Wotherspoon, Eric Carlson. Second pair, Ryan Shea, Chris Letang. Third pair, Matt Dumba, Harrison Brunick. For the Flyers, Owen Tippett, Sean Couturier, Travis Konechny. Second line, Tyson Forster, Noah Cates, Bobby Brink. third line, Trevor Zegras, Christian Dvorak, and Matvei Michkov. Not a bad third line. I actually do love that third line with Trevor Zegras and Matvei Michkov. Hoping to see a Michigan from those two players, or Trevor Zegras can recreate the Michigan alley-oop pass that he did when he was on the Anaheim Ducks to Sonny Milano. He can do that with Matvei Michkov. At least I'm hoping that he will bring that back. I know ever since that play happened, I seen a lot of kids been doing that play. Mostly AAA kids. Like if you play like the AAA kids, I see them doing that play a lot. But it's mostly people in general, that I see playing hockey. They did that play. I know me and one of my friends, buddies at the rink that I play at, they do like we did. We pulled off that play. So ever since Trevor Zegras did that highlight reel Michigan play pass to Sonny Milano, I think this was during the 2021-22 season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like it's just been a lot of people doing this since. Like mostly the kids. It's mostly the kids that's been doing, that play. But I've seen some older people do those kinds of plays as well. Like I said, me and a buddy of mine pulled off this play as well. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that for a second since I really do love that third line. Fourth line, Nikita Gurbankin, Rodrigo Abos, and Garnet Hathaway. Defense, Cam York, Travis Sanheim. Second pair, Nick Seeler, Jamie Drysdale, another former Anaheim Duck. And third pair, Adam Guinea and Noah Juleson. All right, here are my projected starting goaltenders for you guys today. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, Arturs Sivasos will get the start. His record for this season is 3-1-1 with a 2.56 goals against average and a .91 14 save percentage and one shutout in 5 games, and he started all 5 of those games. He only had one career start against the Philadelphia Flyers, and he was on the Canucks at the time. This was back on January 18th of 2023. He made 35 saves on 37 shots faced in the Canucks 6-2 win over the Flyers at home. So with Tristan Jarry playing last night against the St. Louis Blues, Arturs Sivasos could most likely get the start in this one for the Pittsburgh Penguins. For the Philadelphia Flyers, you got Dan Vladar being the starting net minor in this one. Taking a look at his record, he has a 3-2-0 record with a 1.81 goals against average and a .932 save percentage. No shutouts this season in 5 games, in which he started all 5 of those games. Career stats versus the Penguins. He had a 1-2-1 record with a 2.72 goals against average and a .921 save percentage. Last start against the Flyers was on November 30th of 2024. He was on the Calgary Flames at the time, and he made 37 saves on 43 shots faced in the Flames' 6-2 loss to the Penguins on the road. We'll see if he has a bounce-back performance from his last start in this one against the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right, now we move to the second game of the ESPN Tripleheader. The Washington Capitals taking on the Dallas Stars at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Puck drop will begin at 7:45 p.m. Central Time on ESPN and ESPN+. Capitals are coming off of a 7-1 loss to the Ottawa Senators on Saturday. Alex Ovechkin still 1 goal away from 900 career goals in his career. He scored his 899th career goal in the Capitals' 5-1 win over the Blue Jackets last Friday, and he can become the first player in NHL history to score 900 in career goals. And I'm hoping that this is the game that he gets it done. Last year, he scored his 895th career goal to pass Wayne Gretzky on the NHL's all-time goal-scoring list. He got it done on the road against the New York Islanders. Hopefully, he scores his 900th career goal on the road against the Dallas Stars in this one. Stars are coming off a 3-2 win in Nashville against the Predators on Sunday. They scored 3 unanswered goals in the win, which Oscar Back, Wyatt Johnson, and Mikko Rantanen scored in that one. They finished their back-to-back weekend sets with wins. Of course, they won 3-2 against the Hurricanes at home on Saturday, October 25th. Players to watch in this one: Alex Ovechkin, Tom Wilson, and Dylan Strome. Like I said, Alex Ovechkin still at 899 career goals. Hopefully he scores goal number 900 in this one. He scored his 895th career goal to pass Wayne Gretzky on the NHL's all-time goal scoring list on the road. Hopefully he scores his 900 career goal in this one. I know he's not the same Ovi as we used to watch before in the past, but hopefully he can reignite that prime Ovi and probably put up another, maybe if I'm jinxing myself, 40 goal season. I want him to score his 900 career goal. I'm hoping that this is the game that Alex Ovechkin gets it done. It's probably going to be a lot of pressure on him, but we'll see how everything goes. We'll see if he scores his 900 career goal tonight, or do we have to wait to another game to see it being done? Dylan Strome leads the Capitals in assists with 8. Tom Wilson leads the Capitals in goals with 5 and points with 11. And for the Stars, players to watching this one: Wyatt Johnson, Mikko Rantanen. Wyatt Johnson leads the Stars in goals with 6. Mikko Rantanen leads the Stars in assists with 7 and points with 11. Taking a look at the lineups, first line: Alex Ovechkin, Connor McMichael, Ryan Leonard. Not a bad first line. Love that first line. Second line: Alexis Proles, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Tom Wilson. Third line: Anthony Beauvillier, Hendrix Lapierre, Ethan Frank. Fourth line: Brandon Duhaime, Nick Dow, Justin Sordiff. So the Capitals actually do have a good top 6. Their bottom 6 isn't that bad either, but the top 6 is really, really good. I love their top 6. They have a great top 6. I probably wouldn't say one of the best top 6 in the league, but it is a great top 6 to watch. Defense for the Capitals, you got Martin Fehervary, John Carlson on the first defensive pair, second defensive pair. You got Jacob Chychrun and Matt Roy. Third defensive pair, you got Declan Chisholm and Trevor Van Riemsdyk. For the Dallas Stars, you got Sam Steele, Tyler Seguin, and Mikko Rantanen playing on the first line. Second line, you got Jason Robinson, Wyatt Johnson, and Maverick Boyd. Third line, you got Adam Ernie, Justin Haikairen, and Colin Blackwell. Fourth line, you got Oscar Back, Vadik Fosca, and Nathan Bastian. Defensive pairs: Esa Lindell, Miro Heiskanen. Not a bad defensive pair. That's actually a great defensive pair. Second defensive pair: Tomas Harley, Ilya Lyubushkin. And third defensive pair: Liam Bichsel and Alex Petrovic. Taking a look at the projected starting goaltenders for the Capitals and Stars. For the Capitals, I got Logan Thompson as a 5.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Okay, I didn't mean to talk to Siri. I apologize if any of you guys heard that. Wasn't trying to talk to Siri. But anyway, for the Capitals, I got Logan Thompson in net. He has a 5.10 record with a 1.50 goals against average and a .938 save percentage and no shutouts in 6 games. He started all 6 of those games. Taking a look at his career stats versus the Stars, he had a 1-1-1 record with a 2.00 goals against average and a .929 save percentage in his career. He was on the Golden Knights at the time. Last start being on December 9th of 2023, made 19 saves on 20 shots faced in net in the Golden Knights 6-1 win over the Stars on the road. And for the Stars, I got Jake Ottinger in net. He has a 4-2-1 record this season with a 2.98 goals against average and a .899 save percentage. No shutouts in 7 games. Started all 7 of those games. Failed to get a shutout, unfortunately. Taking a look at his career stats with the Capitals, an impressive 5-0-0, perfect record against the Capitals with a 1.49 goals against average and a .952 save percentage. His last start was on December 16th of 2024. Made 25 saves on 26 shots faced in net in the Stars' 3-1 win over the Capitals. Moving on to the Kings and Sharks. So the Kings and Sharks will play each other at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Puck drop. I meant to change the time for this. I don't know why I didn't. I apologize for that. But the puck drop for this one will be at 10:15 instead of 9:15. I am terribly sorry on that. So yeah, puck drop will begin at 10:15 p.m. Central Time on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Kings coming off of a 3-1 win in Chicago against the Blackhawks on Sunday, a game where the Blackhawks played very poorly, not to mention being 0 for 5 on the power play, so their power play needs adjustment. And so does their penalty kill. Not penalty kill. They need to stop taking penalties in general because they're one of the top two, if not top three, penalized teams in the NHL this year. So the Blackhawks need to work on their special team, need to work on the power play, really, and they need to stay out of the box. But anyway, Kings finished their back-to-back weekend set 1-1. I should say 1-0-1 because they had a 5-4 shootout loss to the Nashville Predators on Saturday. They're 3-0-1 so far during their 5-game road trip. They conclude their road trip on Tuesday against the Sharks, and then they'll return home to face I believe, either the New Jersey Devils or Detroit Red Wings after this road trip. Not sure. Sharks are coming off of a 6-5 overtime win over the Wild. Started a 4-game homestand for San Jose. They finished the 4-game road trip 2-2-0. Both of those wins coming in a result of 6-5 in overtime against the Rangers and the Wild. Players to watch for the Kings, I got Adrian Kempe. He's been very hot for the Kings. Leads the Kings in goals with 5, assists with 8, and points with 13. I meant to put a closed parentheses right here. For the Sharks, got Macklin Celebrini. Celebrini leads the Sharks in goals with 6, assists and 9, and points with 15. Currently on a 4-game point streak in which he has 10 points. During that span, 5 goals, 5 assists for 10 points during a 4-game point streak. Looks to extend his point streak to 5 games. Could he get it done against the LA Kings? I believe so. Macklin Celebrini has been a standout player so far this season. He was named the first star of the week. He was named first star of the week for a reason. He's been an electric, great player to watch in this league and pretty sure for many more years to come. For the Kings, first line, Andrei Kuzmenko, Anze Kopitar, Adrian Kempe. Second line, you got Kevin Fiala, Quentin Byfield, and Alex Lafreniere. Third line, you got Warren Fogle, Philip Deneau, and Trevor Moore. Fourth line, got Joel Armia, Alex Turcotte, Corey Perry. Defense, you got Brian Dumoulin and Drew Doughty on the first pair. Second pair, you got Joel Emerson, Brandon Clark. On the third pair, you got Mikey Anderson and Cody Ceci, who they brought in from the Edmonton Oilers this past offseason. For the Sharks, first line, Tyler Toffoli, Macklin Celebrini, and Will Smith. Not a bad first line. Love that first line. Remember when Tyler Toffoli had Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith sleeping over in a sleepover hangout at his hotel? That was a funny picture that they took, by the way. Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith being the young talent to watch, Tyler Toffoli being the veteran on that first line. Second line got William Eklund, Alexander Wenberg, and former Chicago Blackhawk Philip Kurashev. On the third line got Kylan Graf, Michael Misa, who scored his first career NHL goal on Sunday against the Minnesota Wild, and Adam Gaudette. Fourth line got Barclay Goodrow, Ty Dellandrea, and Ryan Reeves. Defensive pairs, Dmitry Orlov and Timothy Liljegren. Second pair, you got Mario Ferraro and Vincent Ioro. On the third defensive pair, you got Sam Dickinson and Vincent Descharnais. For the projected starting goaltenders for the Kings, I got Darcy Kemper, Anton Forsberg played on Sunday night against his former team, the Chicago Blackhawks. So Darcy Kemper will get the start in this one. He is 2-2-2 with a He is 2-2-2 with a 2.78 goals against average and a .887 save percentage. No shutouts in 6 games. Started all 6 of those games, by the way. Taking a look at his career stats versus the Sharks. He has a 9-5-4 record with a 2.71 goals against average and a .910 save percentage. His last career start was on November 27, 2023 against the Sharks. He was on the Capitals at the time, made 21 saves on 23 shots faced in the Capitals' 2-1 loss on the road. For the Sharks, got Yaroslav Askarov, who has a 1-3-1 record with a 4.79 goals against average and a .855 save percentage and no shutouts in 5 games. Started all 5 of those games. Not some good stats from Yaroslav Askarov. But again, he's a little bit earlier into his career, so he's still got to make a lot of time to adjust at the NHL level. But usually these stats are awful, especially taking a look at this. 4.79 goals against average per game. Not very good. Want to lower that just a little bit to make it stand out. Take a look at the career stats versus the Kings. Askarov has a 1-0-0 record with a 2.00 goals against average and a .917 save percentage. Only start being on November 25th, 2024. 7-2 win for the Sharks in this one. Alex Nedeljkovic, who I don't see playing tonight against LA. Speaking of LA, he is 2-3-0 with a 2.06, so with a 266, goals against average and a .920 save percentage against the Kings. His last career start was on January 20th, 2025. He was on the Penguins at the time, made 25 saves on 26 shots faced in the Penguins. 5-1 win over the Kings on the road. Other games from the Frozen Frenzy stay, we got the Calgary Flames taking on Toronto Maple Leafs at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Canadians showdown right there. And then we got the VGK Vegas Golden Knights taking on Carolina Hurricanes at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Potential Stanley Cup final matchup, by the way. I had both of these two teams going to Stanley Cup final with the Hurricanes winning it. You missed out on my bold predictions video, or it was like some video I did, Stanley Cup final matchup. I think it was doing the awards video where I revealed it and say who's going to win the President's Trophy. Anyway, we got the Columbus Blue Jackets taking on the Buffalo Sabres at 5:45 p.m. Central Time, followed by the Anaheim Ducks taking on the Florida Panthers at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Ducks coming off of a 4-3 loss to the Florida Panthers in Tampa Bay. Can they get it done in the sunrise? We'll just have to see. New York Islanders taking on the Boston Bruins at 6:15 p.m. Central Time, followed by the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Nashville Predators at 6:45 p.m. Central Time, and then the Winnipeg Jets take on the Minnesota Wild at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Red Wings face the Blues at 7:15 p.m. Central Time. Blues blew a 4-goal lead to the Red Wings in their last game. Red Wings had to battle back to win 6-4. Then we got the Ottawa Senators taking on the Chicago Blackhawks at 7:45 p.m. Central Time. No Brady Tkachuk in this one, but a couple players to keep your eyes on is Shane Pinto and Dylan Cousins. Shane Pinto making an early offensive threat for the Senators for sure. He's a goal scorer. I want to say he likes to get in the dirty area, so he's a great, solid player to watch along with Dylan Cousins. But yeah, no Brady Tkachuk in this one for the Ottawa Senators. Still out with that hand surgery injury. And then it'll be the New Jersey Devils taking on Colorado Avalanche at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And then the New York Rangers taking on the Vancouver Canucks at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And then the Montreal Canadiens taking on the Seattle Kraken at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Other games from Frozen Frenzy slate continue. The other 13 games that I just showed you guys on the other slide will be available on the NHL Power Play and the ESPN app. ESPN2 will provide a whip-around show with live look-ins on every game. And the fans can catch all of this action on the ESPN app and in the NHL streaming hub. Some intriguing games to watch on NHL Frozen Frenzy Day. Golden Knights taking on the Hurricanes, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Like I said, potential 2026 Stanley Cup final matchup between these two teams. And then we got Tampa Bay Lightning taking on Nashville Predators at 6:45 p.m. Central Time. So Steven Stamkos, former team that he won 2 Stanley Cups with, and the team that he's played with for a majority of seasons now. Then we got the Detroit Red Wings taking on the St. Louis Blues, 7:15 p.m. Central Time. Blues lost 6-4 to the Red Wings on Saturday. And then we got the Devils taking on the Avalanche at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Two of the hottest teams in the league. They both played on Sunday. 4-3 overtime win for the New Jersey Devils. Jack Hughes with 2 goals in the overtime victory. And then we got the Utah Mammoth taking on the Edmonton Oilers at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Utah Mammoth currently on a 7-game winning streak, look to make it 8 games in a row against Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. LA Kings taking on the San Jose Sharks at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Great matchup, Battle of California, and the ending of the ESPN Tripleheader. Reminder of the ESPN Tripleheader for those who might have forgot already. Pittsburgh Penguins taking on Philadelphia Flyers, 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time, followed by the Washington Capitals taking on Dallas Stars at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And then it's the LA Kings taking on the San Jose Sharks to wrap up the night at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. All right, that's going to do it for this video on the TG Hockey Channel. So, of course, leave a comment down below if you have any. If you have any questions about this, leave a comment down below. If there was something that I could have added on that I didn't say in this video, please let me know in the comment section. Make sure that you hit like, subscribe on the TG Hockey Channel, and make sure that you follow the Hockey Talk with TG podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are with you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11:30 a.m. to noon Central Time, 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So hit that follow button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the latest episodes of the Hockey Talk with TG podcast and the latest NHL news around the league. Nobody does it better than the Hockey Talk with TG podcast. So just a quick reminder to go follow that podcast if you have not already. But anyways, I'm going to end the video right here. Again, hit that like, subscribe button, TG Hockey Channel. Follow the Hockey Talk TG podcast wherever we get to local podcast streaming platform. And I'll see you guys next time.